Night rivals are back for the stretch run to where everybody wants to get, the postseason. Tonight at Darlington High School, it's the Falcons' Nest as they host the Lakewood Gators. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Smothers along with head coach Chuck Jordan here for tonight's Friday Night Rivals presented by Conway Medical Center. And, Coach, every player, coach, and fan across America are now into playoff mode because these are the games that get you there.
Yeah, I didn't realize until yesterday. I was talking with a local coach, and he said, we're halfway through our season. I said, no way, but we are, and we're there.
We are, and, of course, these two teams have already opened region play with wins last week in Region 5 4A. Well, the grades aren't posted yet, Coach, but I don't know about you. I'm going pass fail this semester. Let's go down to the field to our next member of the broadcast team with the athletic director of the Darlington Falcons, Jamie Norris. Here's my man, Donald Smith.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, I'm down on the field with athletic director Jamie Norris here at Darlington, and we're here tonight for football, as you know.
Yes, sir.
But I'm sure Darlington High School has other athletics going on, don't they? Tell us a little bit about what you got going on and what you're proud of.
Well, right now we've got our cross-country team running, and we've got the runner of the year, region runner of the year from last year. She finished 5th in the Freedom Florence cross-country meet out of 35 schools. You know, our basketball team, my boys finished state runner-up last year. Our girls finished lower state runner-up. Every sport at Darlington last year that fielded a team made the playoffs, and that's the first time in 8 years that every team at Darlington High School has made the playoffs or the state.
Well, fantastic. Well, we're here tonight to present you a check from Conway Medical Center, $500 for allowing us to come show your game tonight. Do you think you can put that to some good use?
Yes, sir. We'll put this right back in the budget and buy whatever the kids need to make them better.
Back to you, Alan.
Tell you what, this Purple Falcons team went 3 years without winning a football game, and they've got a winning record this year. Jamie Johnson is ready for this team to win region play.
Yeah, he certainly has turned things around here, and you got to take your hat off to him. And I've always felt like Darlington was a good football school, but Jamie is in a position where he wants to prove that.
We're going to talk about Falcons and Gators when we come back. It's Region 5 4A play on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals. Don't go anywhere.
When it comes to world-class orthopedic care and sports medicine services, CMC Orthopedics is with you every step of the way. Our team of highly skilled, board-certified orthopedic physicians specialize in a wide range of musculoskeletal problems with both non-surgical and surgical treatments. With a comprehensive range of services and cutting-edge technology, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
DIY? How about DDIY? Don't do it yourself. Some things are better left to the professionals. Mr. Sparky is your electrical expert. We install whole home generators, electric panels, indoor and outdoor lighting, and now we even service your solar panel systems. And we're always there for you 24 hours a day. No job is too big or too small. Call us, Mr. Sparky, and we'll be right over. And remember,
8 Sparky.
Want to recycle plastic bags? Be sure to do it right. Plastic bags are a serious contaminant when processing recyclables. Therefore, they are not accepted for recycling in your curbside cart or at recycling centers. Plastic bags can be recycled by returning them to retail stores, like grocery or department stores. Visit www.solidwasteauthority.org or www.recyclerightsc.org for more info on how to recycle right, South Carolina.
Leaving a legacy is about reaching the end of the track and making sure there's room for new things coming. The old values that built what started stay strong, while new hands take charge. MD Roofing is a house built on generations. That's what makes us strong. So you can trust us to keep your house strong too. We're MD Roofing, and we're part of your strong house.
Back in Darlington for the Friday night rivals. After a week off, we get the Falcons and the Gators in Region 5 4A play. Both teams are undefeated in the region. The Lakewood Gators open Region 5 4A play with a 17-14 win over Wilson. They are 2-3 overall. Darlington is 3-2, and they opened Region 5 4A play with a 26-12 win over Lower Richland last week. And, Coach, let's look at the keys to the game. The Mr. Sparky's on-time electrician keys to the game.
And the keys kind of, for both teams, are kind of the same. You know, for Lakewood first, since they're getting the ball first, offensively they've got to establish the run with their quarterback, Brooks. He's only a sophomore, but nonetheless, they've got to allow him to run the football. Now, defensively, Lakewood's going to have to stop the run. They got to dictate the pass and tackle the quicks, because Darlington's going to throw some quicks outside, and they got to control the shots downfield. Now, on the other side of the ball, we got real quick. We've got Darlington. Their keys are that they must stop the quarterback run, and their quarterback, Brian Brooks, is going to run the Q sweep and the Q zone, and he's going to run them over and over, and then they need to make Darlington throw on their terms and not on Darlington's terms. I think that's going to be a key. And offensively, they got to run the ball effectively. They got to throw when they want to, not when they have to. I can't see with it right there.
Let's deal with that later, guys. We don't need it. All right, back. We've got the starting lineups coming up. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority starting lineups coming up. And we've got the opening kickoff, the SEC on ABC opening kickoff. But before we do that, I want to say Horry County Solid Waste Authority protecting tomorrow's environment today. And, of course, Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician, is coming your way in just a moment. But we are about to set to kick it off. The Falcons, 3-2 on the year. Their place kicker is Blayton Flores. And SEC football is now on ABC. The season kicks off tomorrow afternoon with great games all throughout the day on ABC 15. And the opening kickoff of tonight's Friday night rivals game is kicked out of bounds.
Yes, kicked out of bounds. It looks like, Alan, typically it comes back to the 35, but it looks like they were a little shy of the 35, so that's where the spot will be. So and it looks like it's going to be on the 38, Alan.
Yeah.
So that's good field position for your first one.
Where the ball goes out of bounds is where Lakewood will take it over 1st and 10 at the 38. And here's your Horry County Solid Waste Authority starting lineup for the Gators. Brian Brooks, the sophomore quarterback, will have James Brand behind him, also a sophomore. They start all sophomores and juniors except for one senior on this offensive team. Swing pass out to Jaden Green is caught and brought across the 40 to the 44-yard line. We'll call it the 43, and that'll be a 5-yard pickup. And Jaden Green is a 5'9", 160-pound junior. The wideouts are Darius Williams, Jamonte Witherspoon. They didn't tell us that Jaden Green was going to start, but he does. Ziggy Offord and Richard Johnson are the other wideouts. The offensive line, Calvin Wells, Charlton McLeod, Kenyon Garrett, David Rogers, and Keetrell Griffin. 2nd down and 5 at the 43. Here's the snap to the quarterback. Brooks will take it himself, and he is hosted by a ton of Falcons right at the line of scrimmage.
And he ran the Q zone in. That's a direct snap to the quarterback. He's going to go off tackle. They're going to zone block that thing, and that's what Darlington has got to stop, the combination of that and also the quarterback sweep.
Going to be 3rd down and 5. Gators in the white jerseys tonight, green breeches, and Darlington in all black with silver numbers. That's going to be easy to pick out the players tonight. And the quarterback's going to take it himself again. He's looking for the 1st down, not going to get there. It's going to be about 3 yards short.
And he actually had a post cut then. If we could see the replay of that, the wide out into the field ran a post cut, and that's where he wanted to go with the ball. But Darlington did a good job of hanging back and having that thing covered.
All right. It's going to be 4th down. Darlington.
You can see right here the post that he had right there, but there again, the safety was up on the play.
So they're going to be punting on 4th down. Ball just across the 41-yard line. And back to punt is the quarterback, Brian Brooks. So watch out for some chicanery tonight. He gets away this one end over end. Going to bounce at the 25-yard line and kind of plops dead and then takes a gator roll inside the 20 to the 19. 1st and 10 for the Falcons right there.
You know, and your goal when you're punting that ball anywhere from the midfield to the 40 is to pin it inside the 20 first, and then secondly to pin it inside the 10, and certainly he gave him good field position there.
Horry County Solid Waste Authority starters for the Falcons on offense. Jalen Augustus is the top rushing quarterback in the state. He is averaging over 15 yards per carry. And just crazy the way he rushes the football. His tailback is Troy Haley. He is number 6 in the area. He sends a man in motion. They toss it to him. That is a jet sweep from the far side. He's got an open field on the left side, and he's going to carry across the 30. That's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down at the 33-yard line. Move the chains.
And they just ran a sweep in. I think, again, they know they got to stop Augustus, and they're focused on him. I thought it was a good first play call.
Jamascus Brown has carried 25 times coming in for 144 yards. That's 5.8. He picks up 12 right there. They give it off to Troy Haley. Haley, a big hole on the left side. He gains about 8 on the play on the left hash.
And, you know, Lakewood is employing a 4-4 defense. They've got 2 inside backers, 2 outside. And I think if they continue to run it like this, you're going to see them get closer to the ball.
We'll take a look at the Horry County Solid Waste Authority starting lineups for the Gators on defense in a moment. But here's a handoff inside. This time it goes to Darren Ross, the 6'1 senior. Or was that Haley again?
That's Haley again.
It was Haley again, number 9.
Get it, Alan. He's about a yard and a half short.
So it's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 42. Offensive line for Darlington, Malik Moore, Gabe Martinez, Sean Zimmerman is the center, Jaden Green and Bo Andrews on the right side.
And, you know, as a group, Alan, that offensive line weighs over 1,200 pounds.
Shy Robinson comes in motion to the left, and the quarterback's going to take it himself. He's caught at the line of scrimmage, but pulls away from the would-be defender and picks up 5 for the first down.
And they've got a first down at midfield, and that's where you want to get.
Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down again for the Falcons. They are just moving the ball methodically. They mark him down, ball on the 50-yard line. We'll see Chance Littles carry the football some tonight for Darlington, but it's going to be mostly Jalen Augustus and Troy Haley. They give off to Haley, and Haley's caught in the backfield. Nice job, DJ Bender from the defensive tackle spot.
And I can't tell, but it looked like Bender came off the edge there, off the backside edge, but it may have been play side. He went in and readjusted. It was hard to tell.
Defensive line for the Gators, Tyler Washington, Richard Johnson, DJ Bender, and Jameer Scott from left to right. The linebackers are Darren Madison and Micah Jenkins. The corners are DeAndre Borkins and Justin Green. The free safety is Jaden Green. The strong safety is J-Dev Bell, or make that J-Dev Brown, and the nickel is Cedric Cisse. You've got a second down and long, about 10.5. Brown in motion, rolling out now. Augustus throws to an open receiver. That is Brown on the wheel route, and he catches for about a 9-yard pickup. It's going to be 3rd and 1 again.
Yeah, and that was the first time they threw the ball. I thought it was an excellent call because he faked the run, had a little bit of play action going on in there. But he's proven that he can throw on the run. And that's a tough throw because he threw it over the defender and dropped it into the receiver.
A little drop in the bucket right there to the motion man. So on 3rd down, possession again for Augustus on the right hash. And a offside penalty against Lakewood as Augustus drew him off. And Eric McKnight on the white hat tonight. He is our head referee this evening.
Well, and since you mentioned Eric, I'm going to mention the umpire is Freddie Ratliff. The linesman is Paul Rowe. Line judge Jerry Laguerre. And then the back judge is Michael Robertson. I've seen all those guys at some point in time. I'm not going to make any comments because I've fussed at several of them on occasion.
Well, you can count on me throwing lots of bouquets at my man Eric McKnight tonight. He's a great broadcaster and a heck of an official. He's been calling games for years.
And that throw was a little bit high. It didn't look like he had his feet settled on that, and it's a long throw, actually. It looks like a simple throw, but it's all the way from one hash to the numbers on the other side of the field. So that long throw's tough to make.
Intended for Cam Scott, who was the wide out on the near side. Chad Rubin, Damascus Brown, and Shy Robinson will get most of the targets tonight. Haley still in the backfield.
And, you know, they're using a variety of looks here. They got their strength into the boundary right now, and it'll be important to be able to take advantage of the fact that they got a four-man line right here.
Brown in motion again, busted play, but Augustus is going to make something out of it as he slides between the tackles and gets out for about a 7-yard gain.
Well, I tell you, when the other team can have a broken play and gain about 7, it frustrates you defensively.
Augustus spun all the way around, and there was nobody to hand the ball off to.
Yeah, he did a great job of making a quick decision to stick it up in there immediately.
He is their top rusher. Again, Haley to his right, single back pistol, twins to the left, one to the top of your screen. They're going to fake it to the tailback, keep it himself, and he's going to be short of the first down, I believe.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that's tough when Augustus does start running, they're going to put more focus on him. And, of course, the key is to keep the backs involved throughout. And I think another thing is that Jamie Johnson wanted to do, and we'll talk about that after the break.
After the break, Darlington calls timeout to discuss this fourth down play on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. I'm Cecil Chandler, and it's that time of the year when a lot of families are looking to buy a new car. And I was just checking on some new cars. Some people are leasing now. You can lease a 2024 Elantra for $199 for 36 months. How about the 2024 Sonata with leases starting at $249? And there's a 2024 Tucson for $269. Remember, here at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, we've got deals that'll make you smile.
HDC is here to connect you to the things that matter most in your life. With the area's largest fiber optic network, HDC is here with the fastest speeds to help power your day. Do a little multitasking. Keep the peace. All to help your day run smoother than ever before. See how HDC is here to connect you to your world. And take advantage of these great offers today.
Friday Night Rivals back after a week off, and we've got a good one. 2 Region 5 4A teams fighting for first place. The winner will be in first place all alone because South Florence, who's the other undefeated team in the region, has tonight off.
Yeah, they have tonight off. This is their open date, and in their region they have an odd number of teams in the region, which necessitates an open date sometime in that region schedule. And yet, I always wanted to have an open date after I'd won a game, not when I got beat, because that's a long 2 weeks to have to wait if you get beat.
This is a long 2 yards for Darlington right here.
Yeah, and, you know, I have to believe that Augustus is going to carry the football. Now, they got a tight formation right here. They got both of their wings inside. They got 2 tight ends, and it looks like they're just going to try to muscle it out.
You talk about a jumbo formation. Everybody is up on the offensive line, and they push the quarterback forward, I think, for the first down and more. He's still on his feet. He wanted to go for 6, Coach.
And, you know, it's easy to get lost in that pile, and that's what happened then. And they were grabbing, but they didn't grab the right legs.
Hey, the MD Roofing and Solar, building legacy one roof at a time. Raise the roof fan cam. There's your Darlington Falcons as they are ready to rock and roll for this Friday night, back after a big win last week over Lower Richland. They're one of the top teams in the region, and right now they sit atop. Here's a man in motion again. That's Damascus Brown. He comes back, heads the other way. They hand off to Haley, and Haley carries for about 4, maybe 5. We'll call it second down and 6. No, we'll call it second down and 8, only a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be a key to him tonight. Haley has proven himself, and he's a big play guy. And I think that he's going to need to break 1 or 2 here or there because you can't put it all on Augustus. They're good enough on defense that they can't do that.
All right, Augustus gets the play from the sideline, runs up to the line of scrimmage, tells the offense what the play is without the huddle. And now timeout on the field, I believe. We've got an offside against Lakewood. The linesman to the near side said they lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, what happened is they wanted to bring a linebacker off the edge then, and that linebacker came up. He's not used to being on the line of scrimmage, and quite often those guys will do that because they're so excited about getting to rush the quarterback.
So instead of 2nd and long, it's just 2nd and 3, and we're inside that's what Ed said, red zone. And so now lots of options for Augustus.
Absolutely.
Got a single back pistol. He puts it into Haley's belly, and he is bowled under by the entire Lakewood defense.
And what Lakewood did then, and they pretty much either run a cover 3 or man coverage. And I think you're going to see him try to find his best matchup here if he gets that same coverage again.
Boy, they sold out on the rush there.
They did, and you know, when you man up, you can do that.
So now it's 3rd down and about 6.
And they're looking at cover 3.
And just about drew the Gators offside again, but didn't make contact, so he's back off the neutral zone. So they need to get inside the 15 to just about the 14 for a 1st down. 2-step drop, looking deep. Now he rolls right. Still plenty of time. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to get the 1st down inside the 15 to the 13. It's going to be 1st and 10 from inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating when you see somebody come up like that and they over-pursue the ball. And I thought that he did a great job. You can see here that Augustus does a great job of kind of sticking it outside and just turning back in. And that pursuit right there, that over-pursuit, that's why when a ball's heading to the sideline, you got to keep your nose behind the ball.
Such poise by Augustus right there. He kept it ready to throw even up to the line of scrimmage. Haley is going to push the pile inside the 10 to the 9. After that Myrtle Beach Hyundai 1st down, it'll be 2nd and about 5.
And, Alan, the thing that I'm seeing a little bit of is we're getting a little more push now on the offensive line. You know, we've mentioned how big those guys were. And Coach Alford was a little bit concerned about the size of his defensive line against them.
Again, a couple of seniors on that defensive line, but that's it. The rest of the team is almost underclassmen. We got a big hole outside to the left, but a beautiful open field tackle by number 14, and he's not on our starting roster, so we'll have to look him up. That's Keandre Henry. He is not on either our 2 deep. So Keandre Henry, actually, he was going to start, Coach, but he's been day-to-day the past couple of weeks. They didn't know whether he was going to play tonight or not.
And we got a flag on the field, Alan. I'm not sure exactly what it is. They're kind of discussing that. It looks like it's going to be against the offense. It may have been a movement call.
Eric says holding on the carry.
Oh, goodness. Boy, that's a tough one to get down here.
10
now,
yards.
That makes your play selection completely different now. What you're going to look at now is the quarterback having to make a play.
Yeah, Keandre Henry, just good to see him making a tackle for that Lakewood defense. They didn't know if he was going to play tonight, and a hold on the play is going to move it all the way back to the 17-yard line. So a lot to get before they get to the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you'll see Augustus on the move here. That's my guess.
2nd and 14, toss sweep to Brown.
Wow. Lakewood did a great job of stringing that thing out, and just it looked like they smothered that sweep.
Tyler Washington makes the stop on Jamascus Brown. One-on-one crime right there, Coach.
Yeah, and what he tried to do then was a jet sweep to the back, and that is tough to do when you got a 4-4 defense because they got a linebacker sitting out there, and you really got to do a great job blocking to get around him.
3rd and extra long for the Falcons on their home field. Drop back to pass. Now he's got an open field. He's going to take it himself. Cuts away from one tackler. Gets close to the 10. Stays on his feet. And they're going to say his knee hit down just outside the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 4th, but a lot more manageable.
Yeah, it is more manageable, but it's still tough territory down there, Alan.
Ball spotted at the 11.
And their
4th down and 8.
Place kicker is Blayton Flores. He has more than enough leg to get it there, but I think Coach Johnson is thinking 6 instead of 3.
Yeah, and I think that, again, you know, you're in a situation here where if you don't score, you still got them backed up, and their backs to the end zone, so it's not the worst thing that can happen.
Still a minute 25 left in the first quarter with the Falcons knocking on the door when we come back to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals.
Robinson Community College, your source for higher education and short-term training needs. Offering accounting, basic law enforcement training, cosmetology, criminal justice, cybersecurity, electrical systems, EMS, HVAC, mechatronics, medical office administration, respiratory therapy, radiography, university transfer, video gaming and simulation, welding, and more. Online and face-to-face instruction available. Learn more at robinson.edu.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
Hey, I'm having an issue with your website. I can't log in.
That's a website issue.
Right.
You'll have to reach out to customer service.
You're not customer service?
Just call customer service and they'll get you set up. Is there anything else I can help you with?
What's the number for customer service?
It's on the website.
Don't let a big bank make you feel small. At Anderson Brothers Bank, you matter. Anderson Brothers Bank, treating you like family since 1933.
Here with Dr. Jason Sharp of Conway Medical Center. High school football season is here. It's a grueling grind. What do these players need to do to make sure that they stay healthy?
So the thing that I can tell them, at least early in the season, is make sure they're hydrating. Hydrating the day before a game, day of a game, because if they start cramping, they're already behind. We're trying to get water, fluids, electrolytes into them, but they need to do a great job before so that way they don't have any issues during. Another thing that they can do, as well as parents, is make sure you talk to your athletic trainer. The athletic trainer is the one who's kind of the gatekeeper. They can help you decide whether or not you even need to come into the doctor. Also, the 4 schools that we have, St. James, Soxty, Conway, and Carolina Forest, they all know us. They all have a secure texting system, so they can all let us know. We can get the kids in same day, next day.
Back at the Falcons' nest on the campus at Darlington High School, the Falcons have a big decision right here. It's 4th and long. They can get a first down without a touchdown, and they are sending the offense out, Coach.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see the ball in Augustus' hands. I will be surprised if they do anything otherwise.
He's got Haley in the backfield with him, single back pistol. Twins to the right, one to the left. 2-step drop, and he has the house coming to him. He throws it in the corner, but I don't think he's going to be in bounds.
He may have gotten a foot down.
He got a foot down, and it's a first down.
That was a heck of a catch. Heck of a catch. And if we can see that again, you'll see just how close it was. And I'm not sure that's the ball that should have been thrown, Alan. Here we go. We can see Augustus gets chased. They put great pressure on him. He gets it out. And you can see right there, he's definitely got a foot down.
Both of them.
And they didn't need but one.
And he got it inside the 2, so it's first and goal from the 2-yard line.
And we're going to see the packed house again.
Heavy jumbo up front, and the quarterback's going to keep it most likely. Up under center, he does, gets the tush-push, and into the house for the touchdown for the Falcons, and they took over 9 minutes on that drive.
Well, that was the more impressive thing than the touchdown, in my opinion, just how they controlled the football, because to this point, we've only got a minute left in the quarter, and Lakewood has run 3 offensive plays.
I'm sure that's the way Jamie Johnson would prefer it all night.
Absolutely. When you got the ball, it's hard to get beat.
So the entire offensive line pushes Augustus into the end zone, and now they're going to go with the swinging gate on the 2-point conversion attempt. They've got linemen all over the place. They swing it out to number 5, Shy Robinson, and Robinson carries it in for the 2-point conversion. They just snapped it directly to him, who was about 5 yards to the left.
We could see that again. It's pretty, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but you better be prepared for it because they got several options. You got to make sure you got it covered. And then even at that, sometimes they put guys in space when they do it. We'll see it right here. You can see out here, they're coming to 5. That's what they do. They see they're 2-on-2 with those blockers, and really all they got to do is get in the way for a second. Now, Allen, that was an 18-play, 59 yards, 2-yard touchdown run, and the key is it took 8 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock.
That's one of the most effective drives I've seen this season, as the Falcons will send Blayton Flores out to kick it away for the second time tonight. The Falcons won the opening toss and elected to defer their decision to the second half, so Lakewood took it first and went 3 and out.
Yep, and I think the key play on that drive was Augustus making that throw. I didn't think it was a wise throw, but his wisdom was a whole lot greater than mine in that case.
Here's the SEC on ABC kickoff for the second time tonight, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds for the second time tonight. This time a little bit deeper, so it'll be brought out to the 35.
Yes, they will.
So the Gators will have it back for the second time. The Falcons' defense looks like this. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority, Tyshawn James at the drop in. Darius Martin is the rush end. He has 2 sacks this year. James has 4. The nose guard is Mike Sobere. The linebackers are Darren Ross, Cam Harris, Shamad Jackson, and Nigel McFadden. The corners are Khalil Green and Keenan Harrison. The safeties are Naquan Williams and Orion Small. Orion is the leading tackler and has 2 interceptions this year.
Yeah, but he'll tell you their guy is Tyshawn James, number 44. He was all-region last year, all-state last year.
And the tackle is made by Nigel McFadden this time on a short gain.
And I can tell you, when you got a defensive lineman in there that's hard to block, it changes a lot of things for the offense.
That sophomore running back, James Brand, who picks up maybe a couple. They give him benefit of the doubt. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And we're inside a minute to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's gone very fast so far. There hadn't been a lot of incomplete passes, for one thing.
They're going to split receivers Jaden Green and Ziggy Alford, the coach's son, out to the right, and keep a single back pistol. Now the quarterback's going to take it himself. Brooks into the teeth of that Falcon defense. Good luck with that.
Yeah, and basically I think that he was running a lead option then, and he just turned it up, and it's a good thing because had he pitched it, he'd have been in trouble.
Yeah.
But again, Brooks is the guy that they feel like they must stop. He runs a Q sweep, which and the zone, which that looked more like a lead option then. But nonetheless, he's their guy.
As the clock runs out on the first quarter, the touchdown and 2-point conversion just less than a minute ago gave the home team the lead, and they have it going to the second 12 minutes on the Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by Conway Medical Center.
Hunter Renfro here. I wanted to congratulate you on the 30th anniversary of being at the station. You were like a hero to us. Hopefully it's a great anniversary. You've earned it. Congratulations.
Hey, Ed, 30 years? That's pretty extraordinary. People have trusted you, depended on you, relied on you. Heck, I feel like you've been my big brother for 30 years.
Ed Piotrowski, celebrating 30 years at ABC 15.
I know I've messed up in the past. From now on, there will be $0
delivery fee.
What?
With Dash Pass, you pay $0 delivery fee on DoorDash.
To zero!
Dash Pass, your door to $0 delivery fees. DoorDash.
For Coastal Carolina football coverage, trust ABC 15 Sports Director Brandon Dunn is working for you, bringing you all the highlights and in-depth access the entire season. CCU football coverage on ABC 15 is sponsored by Tidelands Health.
Recycle right, South Carolina. Shredded paper can become litter if it's not properly recycled. In Horry County, shredded paper must be placed in clear plastic bags, securely tied and recycled with other recyclables. Taking these steps ensures your shredded paper isn't wasted. Visit www.solidwasteauthority.org or www.recyclerightsc.org for more info on how to recycle right, South Carolina.
HTC is here to connect you to the things that matter most in your life by providing the area's largest fiber optic network to help you catch up with family. Check the weather for your morning stretch and set the stage for a night in with friends. Because whatever you're into, HTC Internet is here with the largest fiber optic network to connect you to what matters most. Take advantage of these great offers and learn more at htcinc.net today.
Pick up your pet rescue sticker at Belfort Property Restoration, ABC 15, or your local Humane Society.
We're back for the Raise the Roof fan cam from ND Roofing and Solar. Building a legacy one roof at a time. MD Roofing and Solar back with us again for another week of Friday Night Rivals football here in the Pearl of the PD, Darlington, South Carolina. And I do a radio show here every morning in the PD, and happy to. The PA announcer is actually a regular caller to our show, and the radio station that I broadcast on in the PD is actually carrying the game here tonight. Darlington versus Lakewood on ESPN Radio 96.3 FM. Here's an interception on the first play of the second quarter. It's going to go to the house for 6. Touchdown, Falcons.
Yeah, and I tell you what now, you can talk about all the offense you want, but he spoke a great deal about Naquan Williams. Naquan also is a kickoff return man and also the punt return man, and that's not the guy you want with the ball in his hands. You can see right here, he throws it out in the flats. Now, they were playing a cover 2, which means those corners are going to sit on the tight stuff. And he threw right into the coverage then, and that's why he was able to jump that.
Sophomore quarterback just left a little air under it. He floated it out to him.
Well, and what you do in that cover 2 is you start off with depth, and then as the ball snapped, you move up. So he was already coming forward.
So Naquan Williams had 12 tackles on the year coming in, and that's his first INT, and he takes it for a pick 6.
Let's see if the coverage is a little different here. They've got 2-on-1 out there, which is the same thing they had before. They may take that same shot.
Scattered offensive line. He has a man in motion. They're going to hand it to the motion man, and he's got a wide open lane to the end zone, and that is a 2-point conversion for number 4, Darren Ross. I thought it was number 9, but at this time it is number 4. And we've got timeout on the field. It's 16-0 with 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions for the home team. We're back with more of the Friday Night Rivals presented by Conway Medical Center.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Storm season is here. Let us help keep your power on. Don't be left in the dark. Prevent power outages and all kinds of weather with a Briggs & Stratton backup generator. We'll help determine the correct size generator to keep the lights on. So keep your family safe and comfortable with the Briggs & Stratton backup generator all year long. No job is too big or small. Call Mr. Sparky and we'll be right over.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just underway, second quarter here on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals after a week off. And then this week, Coach, we've had some action disrupted because of Hurricane Helene. Several of the games, even Horry County, Dillon County, and others decided to go ahead and play on Wednesday night, fearing an e-learning day, which we had in Horry County today.
Shut them down.
And so games were moved up even 2 days this week to Wednesday, and Myrtle Beach defeated Cane Bay 36-6. Berkeley knocked off St. James 43-7. Hanahan downed Andrews 29-28 in the Low Country. Carvers Bay defeated Green Sea Floyds 42-18, and Socastee snuck away with a victory over Loris 14-13, and a pooch kick that was almost caught by the Falcons. And I'll tell you about that in just a second. The Falcons' Orion Small came under the football, but had he caught it out of the air, it would have just been Lakewood football right there where he touched it, because the ball has to hit the ground before you can recover it.
And it'll be interesting to see the ruling they made here. But the bottom line is that the ball goes out of bounds and nobody gains possession. It goes to the offensive team.
Yep. So So since the ball did not hit the ground, it would have been downed for the Gators right there. But their last play ended up in a pick six. Last night games, Kingstree defeated Lake City 16-14, and Lakeview shut out Hemingway 49-0 on Thursday night lights.
And Alan, that was just a Q sweep then, and Brooks never had a chance. They just came out of the secondary in a hurry, and Nigel McFadden just made sure that he didn't have anywhere to go. And you can see how aggressive right now Darlington is playing on defense. And when you're scoring points, it's amazing how your aggression improves.
Aggression is right, as McFadden tackled him 5 yards deep in the backfield, so it's 2nd down and 15. Eric McKnight's crew keeping flags in the pocket. I like that.
And, you know, I think that, again, they want Brooks to run the football. They don't want to have to throw. But I think they're going to probably be in a position eventually where they got to throw the ball down the field.
As good an athlete as Brooks is, he's still inexperienced, a little bit small because he's young. So these Falcons are really just keen on him all the way.
Well, and you know, again, we mentioned earlier, Darlington has a lot of seniors on this football team, and it makes a difference when you're playing with older kids. 1 or 2 years in high school makes a big difference.
Tyshawn James, as you mentioned, is their go-to guy on defense. He makes the tackle right there. That's number 18 on the year. He also has 4 sacks. Single back pistol. Brooks hands off to the tailback, James Brand. A little bit of a hole for him, but only about a 3-yard gain. And a late flag goes down from in the backfield from Eric McKnight. Let's see what...
and that's not usually where we see a holding call that late, so I'd be surprised if that was not on the defense for a late hit or a face mask. Let's see what we get.
Eric taking his time, making the indication. Going to be an illegal man downfield against Lakewood.
Wow.
So that's going to lose it down.
That couldn't be. That was a running play. How could you have an illegal man downfield?
That's a good point.
It had to be something else. Not sure what it was.
Well, hands on the head. That's what illegal man downfield is.
Hands on the head means I got a headache.
Hey, well, that's a headache for Eric right there, because you may be a illegal substitution or something, but they're gonna decline the penalty and make them punt it on 4th down. Either way. But I think you're right, Coach. He ran the football, so it couldn't be an illegal man downfield. Here's the snap. It's a low one. It gets past
between his legs. He's picking it up. He's going to try to punt it out, but he doesn't get to.
And the ball is on the ground. Either way, Darlington's going to get the football inside the 20-yard line, whether they recover it or the quarterback is down or the punter is down in the backfield.
And again, Darlington hadn't had to work real hard for what they got. You can see that's a hard thing to feel, by the way.
Doubt.
It really is. He did a good job picking it up, but when he looked up, the cavalry was already there.
So the fumble is recovered by Darlington. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 18. And right here, Coach, is a perfect example of a brand new turf here at Darlington. They've never had turf before, so that ball skipped off of that new turf and just right by the punter, who is also the quarterback.
Well, one thing you do get on the turf, though, you get true hops.
Well, this is a brand new artificial turf for all of the Darlington County schools. Hartsville's Kellytown Stadium, which is as old as the hills, got a new turf stadium this year. So did Lamar, and now Darlington. Here's a wheel route. That was a forward pass, but Lakewood's going to pick it. I'd pick it up and run with it.
Yeah, and he just ran a little swing route then with the back, and I think they counted on the defense kind of laying back, playing the run, and nonetheless, he didn't make the catch, and they're looking at 2nd and 10.
Augustus said, "You got to get out there quicker, my man." Troy Haley in the backfield with him. Augustus yells out the play to his offensive line without a huddle.
And, you know, Lakewood has not played poorly on defense. They just haven't been able to stop the run.
10:20 on the clock. Here's the shotgun snap. The quarterback fakes to the fullback, keeps it himself inside the 15, is upset that he didn't get more.
Yeah, and again, Augustus has been the guy that's making them go. He's been the difference maker for them, and I think you're going to continue to see them utilize him in that capacity.
We're inside the That's What Ed Said red zone. I think last week, didn't I shorten it to the Ed zone? Everybody knows what the Ed zone is now.
I think you need to call it Ed zone. That'll work.
It is second down. Make it 3rd and 5 inside the 15. And here's the snap. Quarterback rolls to his right, looking in the end zone. Now he is pressured, and he's going to be brought down for a sack at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, and the key down here, when you're rolling out, once you bring your feet to a pause, you're going to be in trouble because you're going to get stuff coming up behind. And you can see right here, he's in good shape. If he continues to take the edge, he's okay. But once he pauses his feet right here, you're in trouble. And they were able to come in and sack him. And that's a big play for Lakewood.
Excellent pursuit by that Lakewood defense. Richard Johnson gets credit for the first hit. And then he was finished off. But I think they may have drawn Lakewood offside.
And they did. And evidently he's doing a good job with his signals in there.
Yep.
You know, Jalen is a junior, and yet he plays like an experienced player.
He does. He's going to be highly recruited next year, Coach. I think this kid has got skills.
Well, and yet he's got some things that he's got to work out as a passer. I've seen with his motion and stuff already.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a long motion, and yet as an athlete, he's a heck of a football player.
But a good size at quarterback, 6'3", 175.
And so the question would be if he can throw well enough for that level.
So, again, big play here, 4th down and 4, out of the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, slings it into the end zone. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Darlington.
Well, that certainly looked like
the official is going to say it was out of bounds.
And he had a great look on it.
Oh, yeah.
He was right on the line down around the 10, 12-yard line and looking straight down the line. So if he couldn't see it,
he was in perfect position to make that call.
Yeah,
I thought he was in the end zone the whole way.
Yeah, and it was a great throw and catch, no question. It's just got to be in bounds.
So good job by the official there to be on top of it on that far sideline, and I thought he was in all the way. So forgive me for calling out a score when it was not. That is a cardinal sin for a play-by-play broadcaster.
And that was 4th down, Allen.
Yep, 4th down turns the ball over in the red zone.
And Lakewood, it needed exactly that. They didn't need to go down 3 scores here early in this game.
16-zip right now, home team. Falcons in front, flag down as the ball carrier is tackled in the backfield. I believe Jaden Green made the stop.
And, Allen, it appears we're getting a lot of pressure off the edge out of Darlington. That was the backside defensive end that made that play then. Now, that's just a sideline warning there, so I don't think you're going to see a penalty.
No yardage marked off on the warning.
Unless he assesses it.
No. That was
the
first
it's a sideline warning. And I can tell you, when you're on that sideline, you got a kid that's not lined up right. It's hard not to get on the field.
But I'm telling you, I mean, he threw the flag as the ball was being snapped. There's another one from the referee, Eric McKnight. The ball is ripped away from the ball carrier, but I believe he was ruled down. The whistle had blown before the ball came out.
And where that call was made, I feel sure that is a holding call, so that's going to give them half the distance if it is.
Well, I'd decline it.
And it's
a holding penalty, and they're going to decline the penalty. So it should be because they lost yardage on the
I believe
carry.
I'd back them behind up is what I'd do. I'd back them behind up because now we're talking about them having to punt out of the end zone, and that's a different animal altogether.
So they decline it, and it's going to stay at the 11, make it 12-yard line. Second down and 12, or second down, or is it third down, Paul? Thank you. They haven't changed the down marker yet. So you're right. If they decline the penalty, it has to be third down.
Well, and that is one thing to consider for sure, particularly when they haven't been able to throw the ball effectively against you.
Trip receivers to the right side. That is the field side of the football. The boundary side, single receiver, but Brown fakes the pass, going to take it himself, and didn't fool anybody.
And, I can see what Jamie's doing with his defense. He's got those inside linebackers, and they're spying that quarterback. He raised up to make that throw, and then Sherrod Jackson did not flinch. He sat there and spied him, and once he took off, Sherrod sicked him.
So 4th and 11 is going to bring out the punter again, but it is the kicker, or the quarterback is also the punter. He has gotten one away and had one skip past him that was recovered inside the 20.
And keep your eye here, Alan, on Naquan Williams. This is a great place to return a punt. One of the biggest reasons is those guys blocking have to be diligent and stay there as long as they need to. He's going to have a lot of time to get that ball in his hands and run with it, which he chose not to do. And it is an excellent punt. He put it on the other side of the half, and that's a big deal right there.
I was going to say a halfway decent punt, but it turns out to be a great one as it takes a huge Gator roll inside the Falcon 40. When we come back, 7:07 on the clock, 16-0. Falcon lead on the Conway Medical Center Friday.
DIY? How about DDIY? Don't do it yourself. Leave it to the professionals. Benjamin Franklin is your plumbing expert. We can take the hassle out of your home's plumbing. We can handle whole house repipes, unclogging your drains, installing water heaters, and help with any natural gas or inspections. And we're always there for you 24 hours a day. Benjamin Franklin is your punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Bad things happen sometimes. Fires, floods, hurricanes, broken water pipes, exploding water heaters. It can really mess up your home really bad. That's why moms and dads have been calling A&I for over 40 years. 40 years! They get it fixed. Fast. Really fast. My mommy said they made our house a home again. And mommy always tells the truth. A&I Fire and Water Restoration. Restoring more than just your home, restoring your dreams.
7:07 on the clock, second quarter action here in the Pearl of the PD, Darlington, South Carolina, at the Falcons' Nest, as the Gators, great kick. The punt got went about 40 yards in the air and then rolled another 25 inside the 40 to the 39 for the Falcons, 1st and 10. And this is one of very few games left on the docket tonight. Johnsonville at Hannah-Pamplico here in Florence County is being played. Hartsville at Wilson. Big game tonight over at the Tiger's Nest, or Tiger's Den. And a big carry on first down by Haley for about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And I think that's when their offense is going to become extremely effective, when they utilize Haley. And then that's going to free up Augustus to make some throws and runs.
Very fortuitous spot for Darlington as they pick up the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down, a 12-yard pickup. I thought it was only about 9, but other games tonight, Stall at Waccamaw, May River at Georgetown, and Atlantic Collegiate at Oceanside Collegiate.
And Alan, it looks like that big offensive line is getting a little more push now inside. I think you're going to see those two outside backers in that 4-4 defense tighten up a little bit very soon.
There was one game moved to Monday night because of Hurricane Helene. It is the Anderson Brothers Bank Tobacco Bowl, Mullins and Marion on Monday night. 6:06 on the rolling clock, and you see Augustus back up after calling out the play to the offensive line. He's got twin receivers to the bottom of your screen and sends Brown in motion, hands it to him actually keeps it himself after faking to Brown on the jet sweep, and picks up another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down inside the 25.
Yeah, and Lakewood is playing cover 3 back there just because they know that they can run the football, but they also know that Augustus is going over the top here soon.
Coach, Augustus is the leading rusher, period, not just by a quarterback, but the leading rusher, period, in the area. 659 yards coming in with 6 touchdowns, over 8 yards per carry, and that was for about 13.
Yeah, and a lot of that is improvisation, too, because he's improvising on occasion. Now, that's the first route that I've seen him throw a strike, and he stuck it in there then. That was an excellent pass.
Shy Robinson is the receiver on the...
He simply ran a slant route, as you'll see from the outside. They used motion to get that safety out of that zone and out of that area and stuck it right back in there. That's where the seam is in that cover 3. And they were in a cover 3 then. They tightened that safety up with the motion, and once he did, it left them a seam in there for that slant route.
Robinson becomes the leading ball catcher for this Falcon team. They had 3 receivers in with 8 receptions tonight. That was number 9 for Robinson. The handoff inside this time on 1st and 10, and it's inside the 10 during the ed zone first down carry.
And my thoughts are this is Darlington's most impressive drive yet, simply because they've been able to loosen them up a little bit, to back those outside linebackers up a little bit, and I think that you're going to see them be able to run it more effectively.
Jamascus Brown wants the football in his hands more often. He's running in motion almost every play and says, how about pay me off a little bit?
He's taking somebody with him, though, and that's the important thing.
There's the counter to Haley. Haley inside the 5. It's going to be a 1st and goal situation for the Falcons again with 4 minutes and a couple left here in the first, or make it the second quarter.
And Haley doesn't, you can see right here, Haley doesn't take a lot of power running with him. They throw him around a little bit, but that rascal's quick as a cat.
Tackles made by the nickelback, Cedric Cisse. But the chains move all the way down to the 3-yard line where it's 1st and goal for the Falcons, and they punt it. This is the fun bunch.
This is the pack house.
Yeah, they bring everybody. They're going to hand it off this time to Haley, and Haley has stopped short at the 1.
They were trying to get him outside then because everything was bunching up, and they just blocked down on that end and tried to kick out. I thought that outside backer did a good job of sticking it back inside.
Not to take over your job, Coach, but what you want to bet the quarterback keeps it this time.
I've got good money on that, Alan.
And he does. Into the end zone for a touchdown. 1-yard carry makes it 21-0. 22-0, actually. My math was off, and we've got a very late penalty coming in on the sideline. I think we've got a unsportsmanlike conduct
It could
penalty.
have been that celebration penalty. I don't know. I was watching him do his chicken or goat or pig or whatever it was he was doing over there.
I think in the official, I think, tried to imitate it when he was telling Eric McKnight what the infraction was.
Well, and I still can't get used to that. I just feel like that when you score, the team scores, and you don't have the right to show off.
Right, it's supposed to be fun.
Daggum the fun. The fun is in winning the football game. But thank you. I know you're a basketball man.
I agree with you.
And y'all like to pomp around when y'all play basketball. But in football, it's a daggum team game.
Well, this is
they didn't penalize them, Alan.
I think they just turned it down knowing that they were going to kick instead of, they didn't know they were going to kick, but they're going to kick it now instead of go with that scattered offensive line. It looks like there's about 21 people out there when that line is scattered like it is, but they're going to the holder's going to take it himself, and a great open field tackle saves 2 yards or 2 points for the Lakewood Gators. And now, with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half, it's time to go down to the field for the presentation of the $500 check from the Conway Medical Center to the Darlington principal. Here's Donald Smith.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, I'm down on the field with Principal Courtney Gerke, and the team's doing fantastic. You got to be proud.
It's a beautiful night, and they're doing a great job.
Well, other than athletics, I know there's a lot going on here academic-wise. Tell us some things that you're proud of here at Darlington High.
Absolutely. So Darlington High School has our early college honors program. We've had over 75 students graduate with associate degrees for free in recent years. And so we'll continue. We have 8 more on track this year to get associate degrees. Super proud of that. Our band is incredible. If you haven't gotten a chance to hear them tonight, they're always earning scholarships and rides to college. So just super excited about the direction we're moving as a school.
There you have it. There's a lot going on here at Darlington High. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Donald. And that was our Educators Spotlight. And we appreciate them being a part of the Friday Night Rivals. And Principal Gerke does a great job here in Darlington County.
Yeah, and Alan, I want you to notice they're kicking off from the 25, which means they assess that penalty on the kickoff.
Okay.
So of course, that puts Darlington, at a disadvantage kicking the ball off, and they're not going to be able to do what they've been doing kicking. They have to kick it deep.
It's going to be received, and now the kicker is going to have to save the touchdown himself. He slows the ball carrier down just enough so his Falcon teammates can catch it at the 15-yard line, and a great return by the Gators.
And even though, number 3, Cedric Cisse is limping off the field and looked like he's going down with something on his ankle. And that gives you an idea why they didn't want to kick it deep, and that's why they haven't done that thus far. You can see Cisse does a great job. He runs it right up the guts, got great speed, and he barely got on him. I think he landed on his ankle there as he brought him down, and he tried to get up and walk it off but couldn't.
Cambron James saved a touchdown, but Cisse brought it at his own 35-yard line, carries all the way to the 15 of the Falcons, so they'll set it up. And then that's what Ed said, red zone. And earlier this week, Coach, South Carolina Football Coaches Association inducted its latest class of Hall of Famers, and many of them I'm sure you coached against during your career, but one is a beloved coach here in the PD, Mickey Moss.
Yes, absolutely, and coached against Mickey on a couple of occasions. And I noticed that other group, too, and unfortunately, I'm old enough that I do know most of those guys and did coach against most of those guys. But I think that they do a great job with their selection, and Mickey is certainly deserving.
Yeah, Mickey passed away at the age of 74 back in April. Coached at Lake City. He's the winningest coach ever there. Took them to the lower state championship game during his career, and also coached at East Clarendon over in Turbeville.
Yeah, Mickey had a long career as a head coach, and he's also got a son that's coaching now at Myrtle Beach High School.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he's got his legacy behind him there, too, and he'll be remembered for a long, long time.
Your former player, Mickey Wilson, has got quite an assistant coaching staff there with Carlton Terry now on his staff and guys that have been with him a long, long time.
Yeah, he has, and you know, that's the mark of a good head football coach is be able to hire good people and keep them around, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of good football coaches. If you're coaching against a staff with 5 or 6 good football coaches and you got 1 or 2, you're going to get your butt tore up. And so the bottom line is it's not just about the head coach anymore. You got to have a staff to build things around. And that's not only important in coaching and out on the field, but it comes into play when you talk about recruiting kids out of the school and all of those kind of things.
Cisse is up on his pegs, but boy, is he moving as gingerly as humanly possible to get off this field. He wants to go off under his own power, but I think he's going to need some help. But he is moving, and he is headed to the sidelines after a huge return all the way down to the Falcon 15-yard line. Gators with a chance to get on the board, down 22, less than 3.5 to play in the first.
Yeah, as good as that return was, Alan, I don't think it's a good trade-off for them to have to lose him.
Yeah. Still taking time to get him off the field. I don't know if we'll see him again for some time. Got twin receivers to the bottom of your screen, twins to the top, single back pistol with Brown inside the, that's what Ed said, red zone.
And
Brian Brooks.
And we haven't seen them on offense very much. They really haven't been having an opportunity to create any kind of flow so far.
And with the man in motion, he hands off to the jet sweeper, and that is Darius Williams. Williams is brought down by several Falcons, but not before he picks up about 4 or 5 inside the 15 to about the, well, we'll call it a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
And, Alan, what you got to do on that jet sweep is you got to out-leverage the defense, and that's the whole idea behind that play is you got somebody coming and running and already with their speed built up, and then you can out-leverage those guys. But they haven't been able to do that. Darlington's done a great job of keeping outside leverage, turning it in, and then he's met a host of Darlington players once he does that.
Yeah, Williams caught that toss about 8 yards deep in the backfield. Brooks is going to carry it himself now inside the 10. If he gets a good spot, it'll be a 3rd and short.
And what they did then, that was just kind of a cue keep, and he faked that back trying to draw those linebackers, but he stayed where he needed to stay.
Hurry up offense. And Brown keeps it himself after faking to the tailback, and he's going to angle his way into the end zone for the first score of the night for the Lakewood Gators.
And I'm looking for a yellow flag and don't see one, so nonetheless, they needed to get on the board in a bad way then, and they did.
James Brand almost took the football out of his hands. Brooks lost his balance, but regained it and then found a lane to the end zone, and we've got a Falcon down now, being attended to on the near side. Can't see his number. Here's the Conway Medical Center replay.
and you can see catches his balance right there, but then just kind of outruns people to the outside. And I think the dive kind of brought the outside backer or the corner back inside, and then he got pinned. Nonetheless, that was a 15-yard drive, 9 yards touchdown run. And when you got to have 15-yard drives instead of 80, it makes a difference.
Hey, want to thank Conway Medical Center for donating $500 each week to the host school. In total, our local schools will receive $5,000 out of the good hearts of the Conway Medical Center. If you need help, they are there to help you. In fact, they got a brand new CMC Health Plaza South right behind my house. I can sit on my back porch and look into their parking lot.
Well, as old as you get, and you could be needing it soon.
You're right. At least I got one. I just got to jump the ditch, Coach. If I can jump the ditch, I'll be all right.
It's likely that you're not going to be able to jump that ditch, Alan. You might think about building a bridge.
I was getting ready to say, they got to bring a gurney to get me across. All right. It's going to be a 2-point conversion or an extra point attempt coming up for the Gators after a couple of injuries. One to Cisse, the kick return man, and then the defender for Darlington goes down. Big games tomorrow across the Carolinas, but not for the Gamecocks or the Chanticleers. They're off this week. Here is a I formation, a straight I. The quarterback's going to try to keep it himself, take it into the end zone. No signal yet. And they say no, he didn't get it in. Ball did not make it across the plane of the goal line.
And that's kind of frustrating, because what happens is when you get behind on those extra points and they get two, it kind of puts you in a position that you need to try to get to whether you want to or not.
Yeah, the two-point conversions for Darlington has made it 22-6 now with 2:07 to play in the first half.
And on 3 scores, they got to make up that 1 point somewhere. So now they'll need both twos to get back even with them.
The big game tomorrow, Georgia and Alabama. So big one to go there. And Stanford at Clemson tomorrow night.
Yeah, and the thing that's hard to believe about Stanford at Clemson is that's an ACC conference game.
Don't remind me, Coach. I have to talk about that on my show every day.
That is crazy if I've ever heard crazy.
And in the press box, I have yet to accept Cal, Stanford, and SMU in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
And, you know, the thing I don't get about that, Alan, has to do with the travel, not for football. That's a once-a-week deal.
They can
but all
handle
those daggum other sports, I don't get it.
Yeah, the football travels charter. Everybody else mostly goes commercial, and here's a good coverage on the Gator Lakewood team. Swarms the return man and even loses a helmet on the play.
And, you know, it appears that Lakewood kind of has a little bit of up and go right now for the first time. They've been kind of sitting on the heels, it seems like. But that big run kind of got them a little bit of enthusiasm, and we'll see if that pays off on defense for them this series.
All right, they're going to mark the ball ready for play. Scrimmage at the 36. Falcons with a 2-touchdown lead and exactly 2 minutes to play in the first half. Augustus takes the snap out of the pistol, swings it out to the right, and here's a hook and ladder down the right sideline, and he runs out of bounds after a gain of about 12, so it's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down, back to the tailback, Troy Haley.
Hey, that's one of those plays, Alan, where you see it coming as a coach and you say, look, and you can't even get it out your mouth. And I thought that Lakewood did a great job of making that adjustment then, because that's one of those things. Typically, if you can make that throw and get the pitch, it's money.
Yeah, I've seen that work to perfection in the past couple of weeks at the college level, but picks up the first down for Darlington here, and we've got timeout on the field. I believe this is a hydration timeout for both teams to catch their breath, and Darlington with a big lead. And in 4A football this week, lots of local teams in the rankings, 4A and 3A, that is. South Florence in 4A in the top 10 of the media poll at number 6. Hartsville, after a huge win over Dillon last week at Kellytown Stadium, jumps into the top 10 at number 10 in 3A. We got a host of area teams. Marlboro County at number 3, Dillon number 4, Loris number 6, and Aner number 7. In 2A, Chesterfield is number 8, Andrews number 9, and others receiving votes, Mullins and Manning. Mullins is having a heck of a year so far.
Yeah, and I was getting ready to say, you got to throw a lot of accolades at Mark Lowry there, because he has gone into Mullins, and they've been struggling for quite some time now. Mm-hmm. And Mark has worked hard. This is his second year. He's got them believing they can win, and they've been successful, and that is all on him.
Here's the second play of the drive, 1st and 10. After a 12-yard pickup on first down last time, the quarterback's going to keep it himself. He better secure that football. Boy, he's holding it out there like a loaf of bread, but he picks up another Myrtle Beach Sunday first down.
Yes, he did, and he is so athletic and smooth. You know, when you see one out running people, but he doesn't look like he's running fast, that's an indication that rascal can run.
He certainly picks up 12 more to the 40-yard line in plus territory for the Falcons now, with Haley in the backfield.
And he reminds me with his height and build a little bit of Lennar Sellers. I don't think he's quite as accomplished as a passer as Lennar was, but nonetheless, he's got the same movement and the same spurts of energy.
Boy, that was a smooth pass right there. He rolled out to his left and threw a bullet to his running back, or Damascus Brown.
And most people would tell you they got a holding, or they got to delay a game, it looked like, or something. I didn't get it, but it's against Darlington. Most people would tell you, though, in that case, that they would rather see the quarterback roll out to his arm. I don't believe that. I believe that rolling to his left, it forces him to get his full shoulder turn.
Yeah.
And I think they're more accurate going against their arm than to their arm.
Yeah, that's a tough to roll to your left and throw with your right hand. It was a hold on the play, so that's the reason that he was able to escape the pocket. So it's going to be 1st and 20 back at the 50-yard line. So nose of the football divides the field, and Augustus calls out the play.
Yeah, and that's a tough penalty for him there. And, you know, here, Lakewood, if Lakewood can get this stop and get decent field position coming out and get down with it, they're right back in this football game.
Well, Darlington will get it first after the halftime break, and it's homecoming here tonight at Darlington. They're going to go for all of it on first down, and way short on the pass, so there's where your deficiency a little bit in the passing game.
Well,
Coach.
and what you're looking at there is just an arm strength issue. You're looking at a sophomore that's going to grow and going to get bigger and going to get better. He threw that ball from the left hash to the numbers on the right side of the field at a depth of about 25, 30 yards, and there are not some big guys that can make that throw. That is a tough throw there.
2nd and 20. He's got his H-back to the near side right. He's got twin receivers to this side and one to the top of your screen. That's the boundary side. Single back pistol. Man in motion. Here's a underneath screen, and the ball hits the ground before it got to the intended receiver, Shy Robinson, and a flag went down anyway at the snap of the football.
And I think what you're going to see is a holding call here, and that's what he did indicate. Now, the question is, are you going to go ahead and back them up, or are you going to put them at 4th down with this kind of distance? The problem is they still can pin you down into the end zone with a good punt, and they got a good punter. So I would imagine they're going to decline that.
And it's 3rd and 20 since the last.
3rd, not 4th.
3rd and 20 still, but I agree with you,
3rd
Coach.
down, I'd have backed their butt up.
I don't know. I think I would have declined it as well. But
I'd have backed their behind up.
But we have 3rd down and 20. Need to get to the 30-yard line.